Good Saturday morning to you. Welcome to the Backyard Professor Responds videos. Last night I could not get a video made, but there's been plenty of interesting action, as it were, in the news. It's about damn time reporters started getting stiff with some of these officials who are telling the public that no, you don't know what you're seeing. These are all just manned aircraft. It's time to kick some ass. And interestingly enough, Fox News did just that. Let me share a clip with you that did my heart a lot of good. It's time to get tough. However, this, I'm just giving you fair warning, this actually might just all be window dressing anyway, as I found a brand new fresh clip out just for the last hour from none other than Lou Elizondo, whose explanation makes you rub your chin. Yeah. Let's check out the, it's about time these, and CNN and Fox are finally starting to pay a little bit of attention. It's only taken them a frickin' month to get with it. And in that month's length of time, of course, the world could be taken over by someone. They keep saying, yeah, we're working on it. They're not working on it. I don't think they want us to know, but that's my conspiracy theory. And I hate conspiracy theories, but I can't think of any other reason why it's been going on for way too long. Let's take a look at this.
Communications advisor and assistant to the president. John, good to have you with us. What do you make of the reaction? A lot of people were unhappy with that comment that you made yesterday and felt like you were, telling people that they were nuts or that they didn't know what they were seeing with their own eyes.
No, not at all, Martha. That's the farthest thing that I would ever do.
Sure. Yeah, tell us another one, Kirby. I respect the fact that this is a former Rear Admiral of the United States Navy. I get that. And he's been involved in government agencies. But they keep trying to tell us there's nothing here. We've been saying bullshit. And now finally they're getting around to realizing, well, as Jake Tapper has said, and we'll hear, it's not just the tinfoil hat brigade who are seeing these things now. Everybody is. So the government can no longer deny and control the narrative. And that's a damn good thing.
I was simply reiterating what the FBI and what the department.
Yeah, in other words, you're just spreading more stupid governmental bullshit. We get that. We want you to solve the problem, not reiterate that we're told we're idiots for claiming we're seeing drones.
Homeland Security have relayed to us about what they've been able to corroborate. And we haven't been able to corroborate everything.
It's been a month. Are you finally awake? You haven't been able to corroborate anything. It's been a month. Shall we give you another couple of months? Say, give you till March to figure this out? We're just not impressed with this.
Said many of the corroborated sightings have turned out to be piloted aircraft. I didn't say all of them, and what I said was those are the ones we were able to corroborate.
Makes you wonder how, if they don't know what they are and whose they are.
There's certainly ones that we have not been able to, and we don't know the answer to it. And I strongly recommend that for folks that are seeing these things and documenting them, to share that as they can with Department of Homeland Security and the FBI.
All right, well, let's do that. Let's share it with you right now. Let's put up this photo. This is the close-up one. Here we go. This is in Bernardsville, New Jersey. So, John, are you able to see this photo?
No, ma'am.
You don't have a monitor there?
No, actually, I turned the monitor off. It distracts me, so I didn't see it.
All right. Well, you'll have to take a look at it after, but I can describe it to you. It is large. It has a white bar that goes through the middle. The right-hand side is half lit up white on the top and red on the bottom. The other side is green. So what would that, you're a former military person yourself. You're an admiral. You're the White House National Security Communications advisor. I'm sure you have seen some of these images. So what is that we're looking at?
It's difficult for me to tell you, Martha. We don't really know. It is possible that some of these things could be commercial drones, developed for commercial purposes. It's possible that they could be owned by private citizens.
But why don't we know, John? That's the point. Why doesn't the United States government know this?
You get him, girl. Hey, come on. It's about time the news groups get just a little bit feisty. It's about time they say, you know what? We've had it with your stupid non-answer answers. You're going to be held accountable now. Now you've got to give us some action. I like this. Listen to how she does this. I'm telling you, they need to do this at the Pentagon, at the White House press secretary, and everybody. Don't take their bullshit anymore. Let's get to the bottom of this. We pay you really damn good money. In fact, you're the most overpaid people on the planet. You better get hustling.
It seems silly. I mean, it feels a lot like the Chinese spy balloon. It was like, oh, we don't know. It's not a problem. Then we watched it go all the way across the country, and we kept hearing, we're not really sure where it came from until we saw it popped and, floated down over the ocean.
That's not quite how it went. We were very honest with the American people that we knew it was Chinese, and we knew that where it was going to go. And we were pretty comfortable, given the analysis, that there wasn't going to be an intelligence threat by it. And we shot it down once it was over safe waters and wasn't going to hurt anybody. But back to this. Why don't we know? I wish I could tell you exactly why we don't have an answer for you here.
I don't believe him. I don't think they wish they could give us an answer. And here we go again. My conspiracy bubble is starting to get activated here. I really don't think they want us to know. And actually, Lou Elizondo has a good explanation of why. Look, they've got to say something to the public, right? And it is outrageous how they treat us like we're stupid. But they have been dumbing us down now for the last 50 years. So in a way, we keep electing the same wrong people. So they act like we're stupid because in some respects, we have become stupid. And we need to correct that. And I'm pointing to myself. We need to get more actively involved in our local, state, and national politics instead of worrying about something else that's more fun. Because stuff like this, now, and this is virtually a lot of serious projections. 2025 is not going to become any easier. My prediction, I think, is 2026 isn't going to all of a sudden calm down either. So, let's just face it, for the next few years, an awful lot of us, as in 345 million of us, preferably in our country, is going to seriously need to become more activated on issues that concern the country, not just our own households. With issues that involve the country, not just our own cities. We're going to be needing to become involved with issues that affect the country, not just our own states. You see, we need to broaden our perspective because we are seeing gross incompetence of the government, then coming back and trying to CYA cover their own butts, and they're lying in order to cover their lies, and we don't need to tolerate this, right? On the other hand, the wild conspiracy of UAP invasion also is highly questionable. And I get it. I'll probably lose subscribers over that comment. But we don't have evidence they're UAP that is solid enough, because we do have evidence that they are drones, even though we've been told there's no evidence for their drones. My approach to this, if you haven't already clicked off my video, for those of you who haven't, you'll get it. The rest of you are going to go off in la la land, I suppose. But from my opinion, it's going to be a mix. It's not just either, oh yes, these are all just commercial drones. I don't think it's going to be that way. Oh, these are absolutely, totally UAPs. I don't think it's going to be 100% UAPs either. I think there could be a mixture. Well, these are foreign adversaries, or these are our governments, etc. Let's face it, folks, we just don't know. That's the issue here. We do know they've become enough of a bother. Notice how so many of us have gotten involved in talking to the authorities, and they are now beginning to respond. I wish we had this kind of energy for full disclosure. Of course, then they want to kick us out in a soft disclosure, and there's no question that's what we're having. But if we want full disclosure, here's a great example right here. The drones for the last month. We've had it with the stupidity. We're tired of being misled. Let's get on it. And there have been so many hundreds of thousands of people yelling at their officials that now finally they're trying, they say, to do something about it. The news channels finally are picking this up. This is a very important object lesson for us. Do we want full disclosure? Well, sitting back for the last 80 years hasn't gotten it for us, so we know what not to do. We see an example here where overnight, as it were, because the problem persisted, we got on it and started complaining bitterly and loudly. Let's do the same thing with giving the whistleblowers protection about telling what they know about the UAP craft in Area 51 and the autopsies on the alien bodies, and we might start getting results. I'm just throwing that out there as a potential possibility. There is power in numbers. We can now see this drone issue as proof that we, you and me, man, just little old nobody backyard professor and little old nobody my viewers, we band together and we make noise and we can do stuff. We can cause influence. We can make changes. Come on. To me, that's encouraging. This whole example here is very encouraging. All right, and shut up and put up the real news. All right, let's keep watching this little lady operate.
In the afternoon on the 13th of December, but I can tell you that we are working on it very, very hard to know, because we want to answer those questions the same as those folks in New Jersey want answers to them. And we are working on this very, very hard. We are now applying. There was an interagency conversation this morning about this topic where we have now decided to employ some additional technology to New Jersey.
It's about damn time. It's only been a month, but we know we're working very, very hard. See, that's the typical political non-answer. Oh, we care. We're working so hard for you. You people, you don't realize how much sleep we lose trying to solve this problem for you. Yada, yada, yada. But notice that we haven't been letting them off the hook. We've been getting louder. We've been giving them more evidence, and they have to respond. Get that. We really, seriously can make a difference. I'm just saying. I want that notice. So anyway, that's enough of him. Let me now, quite frankly, hey, good news. Lou Elizondo has his own show now. Now, that's really cool. And what he says is interesting. I will share just a brief idea. He looks like me this morning, just got up out of bed and decided, hey, let's do some talking here. Let's share an idea. Just one idea here from Lou, maybe two. Let's hear what he has to say.
So probably there's a potential that these are not foreign adversarial drones. If they are drones and they are big and they're large and they're sophisticated, then they're probably our drones. Now, when I say our drones, someone in the U.S. government, DoD's already come out and said, no, they're not ours. That may be true. There's other agencies out there, right? There's DHS and there's other organizations out there like Department of Energy, believe it or not, who are responsible for protecting some of our nuclear facilities, and they have drones. So one scenario could be, and again, let me just emphasize here, I don't want anybody to freak out, but one scenario here could be that these are our drones being lent by one of our organizations, maybe an intelligence organization, to another domestic organization that's very concerned about our security. Perhaps there is a scenario where there's an adversarial nation, maybe we got a report or suspicion that some adversarial nation has a weapons of mass destruction somewhere here in the continental United States. And so we are deploying these vehicles in attempt to sniff them out, if you will, try to locate these things if it's true. Again, I have no information to indicate that there is indeed some sort of broken arrow situation or where we have some sort of weapons of mass destruction here in the continental United States. But it would explain a lot of the responses we're seeing, right? Where local law enforcement isn't being informed of what's going on. State law enforcement and officials aren't being informed. And yet someone in a federal agency is spending money and time and resources to do this. Now,
that's a very important point, because once the DOD confesses and says, no, they're not ours, that still doesn't mean they're not ours. That just means the Department of Energy, the Departments of Defense, doesn't have these drones. That's a really important point. The other point he makes is there may be some information out there of an attack that's going to happen, and this might be a different government department that is just testing our defense capabilities without telling us at this point. Now, I get it. It's maddening. Yes, I know. There's a lot of people who really don't trust Lou Elizondo. It's all good. We are exploring options. I don't care if you believe him or disbelieve him. To me, that made pretty good sense. There's no right or wrong answers here. We're just exploring.
If we're talking about an SUV-sized drone, okay, these are not hobby drones. Something like that would be enormously expensive. And then you've got a problem with power, right? These drones tend to be electrically powered, meaning there's a battery in there, usually some sort of lithium-ion battery that you can recharge, and you can fly these things around. And if you're lucky, you get 15, 20 minutes as a result. That's not the case here. Some of these drones are being seen for, in some cases, hours at a time. So we're dealing with a drone, if it's a drone, with something that has one heck of a capability that hobbyists probably would never be able to afford. So we're probably talking a state-sponsored capability. Only a big nation that has the ability to put the R&D, research and development money into developing a large type, if you will, SUV-sized drone would have the means to do something like that and then deploy it, right? It's not just building it and flying it, but taking it to the location that you want it to do its job and be able to do it anonymously.
Just applying a little bit of science and logic here, as Elizondo does, refutes the government response. Well, they're probably just hobbyists. See, they're just throwing stuff against the wall to see what sticks simply because they don't know, right? But they hate saying they don't know. Now it's been a month long, and they are forced to say, we don't know, but we're working hard, as if that's supposed to impress us. Well, you're not working hard enough for the trillions of dollars we've been giving your sorry, stupid butts. You better pull it out and get better quick, would be my response. As in, we want answers today, not next freaking week. You've got $7 trillion. You start using it pronto, as in right now. Turn my video off and get to work type speed, right? I seriously, we have the constitutional right to have this attitude. The nice thing is there's a lot of Americans in New Jersey who have woke up to that fact and said, by God, I'm letting my voice be heard. It's going to be loud. It's going to be angry, and it's going to get done. Yes, America, wake up. Take this attitude all the way to the top on all of this UFO stuff. Support the whistleblowers with this approach because it's working with the drones. See, this is kind of what's got me excited. I'm saying, all right, yeah. Let's make those people protect us like they swore to on the American flag and the Constitution, for crying out loud. So anyway, yeah, I'm getting excited because it's exciting. All right, hey, let's take a look at another one. This is kind of a mild-mannered Jake Tapper, and I get it. He's probably not the most exciting news guy, but yeah, let's see what he has to say.
Today, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy formally requested additional resources from the Biden administration to help figure out just what is behind this activity. Federal officials insist there's no threat to the public, saying many of the reported sightings are actually just normal airplanes and helicopters. People are certainly mistakenly identifying airplanes, but we should point out it is not just the tinfoil hat brigade saying drones are out there in the sky and acting strange. Elected officials say they've seen the drones. The U.S. Coast Guard says it has encountered the drones. And today, a U.S. Navy base in New Jersey says it has spotted, quote, several instances of unidentified drones.
Yeah, now I do have a point to pick against Jake Tapper because there's still some really stupid, arrogant, bullshit mockery of those who believe the UFOs and UAPs. The tinfoil hat brigade. Well, what the hell do you want us to start referring to you news anchors as? You know, this attitude of mockery and sneering and all that. Stick it up your butt, Jake. That's my response to that attitude. Your attitude sucks, cowboy. Mr. I'm slick looking with a dorky looking tie and a damn stupid haircut. I mean, if you want to start throwing insults around, we can throw insults with you, but is that going to accomplish anything? Just a thought, Jake.
Entering the airspace. CNN's Omar Jimenez has all the latest on the sightings and the investigation. He filed this report from New Jersey.
There has to be some explanation to the public for all this increased activity, and they must do so now.
And yet, there hasn't been, even as the federal government says there's no evidence of any national security or public safety threats. And there have been growing calls for answers as drone sightings continue in New Jersey and now also the New York metropolitan area.
They must immediately disclose more information to the public. It's totally and completely unacceptable. New Jersey can't become the Wild West of drone activity. No state can become the Wild West of drone activity.
It's now been a month since some of the first drones were reported near a military installation in northern New Jersey. Since then, there have been dozens of reported sightings, as some federal officials throw cold water on some of those reports.
We have not been able to, and neither have state or local law enforcement authorities, corroborate any of the reported visual sightings.
Poor Kirby. Now, I get it. The care to corroborate that's actually a very important point. Seriously. You don't want them going off half-cocked like so many of us YouTube video channels who speculate and say that they're, whoever they are from wherever they are, etc. We don't need wild hairball, unconfirmed conspiracies, but we truly do deserve and we absolutely do expect that our government is going to do better from here on out. Now, understand, we've got their attention because we demanded action. Man, I'm telling you, I've been saying for several months now on my videos, we can make a change. Get involved. We have power. We, as a group, Americans, 345 million of us, we've got the power. You want proof? Look at the drone situation. So to me, this is a really exciting opportunity for us to recognize, hey, the backyard professor just isn't spouting inanities. We do see that there is power in speaking up and doing something and getting our government off its ass to be viable. If nothing else I accomplish on YouTube ever is other than getting the people to see, you damn right we can do this. We have the power. We have the voice. Then I'm going to count all of this as worth my time and success. So, hot dog. I will share more with you as I get the news. All of this was just put up this morning. I've just taken snippets and bits and pieces. I do the same thing with my shorts. I do a 1 minute quick UAP drone news cap update through the day as I have a chance. It's a lot of fun. It's very interesting. So continue making a difference, and I will be back just as soon as I can with much, much more. I'm working on my Sunday Night Live tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. As a lot of you are well aware of, that's one of my regular features on my channel. So I will catch up to you as I can. You guys have a magnificent weekend. And by the way, Christmas is coming, and no, it is not my fault. You know why? Because I have all of my Christmas shopping done. The problem is it's only done in here, and I have to translate it out into the new world. So I have a busy 5 days ahead of me, right? Good luck getting it done, you guys. Hey, I will catch up to you. Have a great day.